Bună seara și bine ați venit la emisiunea Medicină pe limba ta. Sunt Claudia Andron și în această seară o să vedeți imagini din interiorul conferinței bistrițene de neuroștiințe clinice organizate, am zis bine, da? Organizate la Bistrița zilele trecute, probabil cel mai mare eveniment medical pe care Bistrița a avut onoarea să-l găzduiască. Și ca să vă explic de ce este importantă o astfel de conferință, vreau să vă spun că și de ce este important ca medicii noștri să participe și de ce ei participă la astfel de evenimente. Medicina evoluează în fiecare zi, iar ca să afli care sunt noutățile și ce s-a mai aflat, ce studii mai sunt, cum se modifică protocoalele medicale și așa mai departe, medicii participă la astfel de conferințe. Pentru Bistrița a fost o mare onoare să aibă medici, neurologi din 6 țări din Europa. A fost cel mai mare eveniment organizat de Bistrița până acum din punct de vedere medical, da? O conferință științifică pe care medicii o caută pentru a fi mai bine informați, pentru a adapta tratamentele cu noutățile apărute în domeniu. O să vă las să urmăriți începutul conferinței și să vedeți de ce a fost ea și de ce este atât de importantă pentru Bistrița.
Good morning, everybody. Bună dimineața, distinși colegi, doamnelor și domnilor. E o mare bucurie să ne aflăm astăzi aici împreună într-un număr atât de mare și cred că nu este întâmplător și sperăm din tot sufletul să ne vedem cât mai des și în acest minunat loc, în acest minunat oraș, cu acești minunați oameni. This is our great pleasure to be together today in the beautiful Bistrița. I hope you will enjoy all the aspects, scientific related, social related, and excellent opportunity for a beautiful networking. E un moment totul deosebit și aș vrea să subliniez cât de important a fost în toată interacțiunea noastră toată atmosfera aceasta, să spun, suportivă creată de autoritățile locale, așa că avem onoarea unei deschideri speciale, bucurându-ne de prezența domnului președinte al Consiliului Județean și a domnului manager al Spitalului Județean, ambii aici cu noi astăzi și cred că e cazul și momentul să le dăm cuvântul și să-i ascultăm.
Domnilor președinți, doamnelor și domnilor, bună dimineața și bine ați venit la Bistrița, în județul Bistrița-Năsăud.
Dear Presidents, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Bistrița-Năsăud.
E o bucurie și o mare onoare pentru noi că ați ales ca această ediție a conferinței regionale să aibă loc în municipiul nostru.
It's a great joy and honor that you have chosen to organize this conference in our city and in our county.
Vă mulțumim mult și apreciem.
We thank you very much and we appreciate.
O să vă spun doar câteva lucruri despre județul nostru.
I will make a short presentation of our county.
Sunteți în nordul României, în provincia Transilvania.
You are now here in the northern part Romania, in the province of Transylvania.
Județul nostru are o populație de aproximativ 330.000 de locuitori.
Our county has a population of about 330,000 inhabitants.
Într-o organizare cu un municipiu, 3 orașe și 58 de comune.
We are organized administratively in a capital city, 3 more cities and 58 towns.
Cu toate zonele de relief.
We have all kind of relief forms.
De la munte, deal până la zona de câmpie.
We have mountains, hills and plains.
Cu, să spun așa, două lucruri specifice.
We have two specific things for our region.
Adevăratul Castel Dracula și adevăratul loc despre care Bram Stoker a scris în cartea lui și cei care ați văzut filmul Dracula în regia lui Francis Ford Coppola, adevărata acțiune se desfășura aici, de la Bistrița, pe Valea Bârgăului până în Pasul Tihuța.
We have here the real castle of Count Dracula, and for all of you that have seen the movie Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, you can notice that the entire dramatization of the book and of the movie takes place in our county, starting from here through Borgo Valley up to Dracula Castle in Tihuța.
De asemenea, avem un loc special în zona Bârgăului, zona lacului Colibița.
We also have a very special place on the Borgo Valley, the area of the Lake Colibița.
Atunci când am ajuns în 2012 la Consiliul Județean, am auzit o poveste despre această zonă.
In 2012, when I got my first term at the County Council Bistrița Năsăud, I heard an interesting story about this area.
Cum că în această zonă structura aerului, la o altitudine de aproximativ 900 de metri și ținând cont de cuva în care este lacul, are o compoziție specială.
I was told, I have heard that the air composition at the altitude of about 900 meters, where the valley, where the lake is, has a special composition.
Adică în compoziția aerului, dacă în mod normal în zonele populate, dar nepoluate, care sunt destul de rare în ziua de astăzi, din păcate,
if in well-populated areas without pollution, which is something rarely in our time, the air composition has a specific characteristics.
Înțeleg că în metru cub de aer există o compoziție de ozon de aproximativ 70 de miligrame.
I understand that in a cubic meter of air there is a concentration of about 70 milligrams of ozone.
În zona Colibița de care vă vorbeam avem 90-92 de miligrame de ozon.
In the area of Colibița, about which I was talking earlier, we have composition of 90-92 milligrams of ozone.
Și înțeleg că la 120 de miligrame aerul devine irrespirabil.
And I understand that at the concentration of 120 milligrams, the air is unbreathable.
Avem o compoziție a aerului la o altitudine de 900 de metri, similară cu compoziția aerului din vârful Mont Blanc la peste 2500.
The air composition at the altitude of 900 meters here in our county is similar to the air composition on the heights of Mont Blanc at 3000 meters.
Înțeleg că o asemenea compoziție a aerului ajută foarte mult la partea de recuperare neuromedicală.
I understand that such an air composition is very helpful on the field of neurological recovery.
Conținutul poveștii de care vă spuneam era acela că încă de la 1900, faza incipientă a Universității de Medicină și Farmacie din Cluj avea un sanatoriu pentru tratarea bolilor neurologice și neuropsihice.
The background of the story of what I told you earlier is that in the first phases of the medical university from Cluj, back at the end of the 1880s, in Colibița there were a series of sanatories treating neurological diseases.
A fost destul de greu să găsesc în anii 2012 un institut de cercetare a aerului acreditat de către Comisie și instituțiile europene.
It was pretty hard for me in 2012 to find an institution accredited by the European Commission and organism to make research concerning the composition of the air.
L-am găsit până la urmă, am comandat un studiu.
We found it, we got a study from them.
Și spre bucuria mea, povestea care auzisem s-a confirmat și științific.
And to my great joy, the story I was heard was scientifically confirmed.
Și astăzi deținem un certificat avizat cu această compoziție a aerului.
And today we all authorized certificate about this composition of the air.
Încă o dată vă mulțumim că ați ales să vă desfășurați această ediție a întâlnirii dumneavoastră la Bistrița, aici în Transilvania.
Once again, thank you for choosing to organize this conference here in Transylvania, in Bistrița.
Eu împreună cu colegii mei am pus sistemul de sănătate, sistemul medical pe primul loc.
Together with my colleagues, we put the health system on the first place.
Deși sunt multe alte servicii sau activități în subordinea directă a Consiliului Județean.
Although the County Council is responsible for many other services and has many other responsibilities.
De la infrastructura de drumuri, apă, canal,
starting with road, water and sewage infrastructure,
cultură,
culture,
sport,
sports,
tot sistemul social,
the entire social system, social health, social care system.
adică nevoi foarte mari.
So very big needs.
Mă bucur că am luat această decizie și sistemul medical din județul Bistrița-Năsăud a cunoscut în ultimii ani o adevărată revoluție investițională.
I'm very happy that I made this decision and the medical system in Bistrița Năsăud has known an investment revolution.
Avem deja peste 50 de milioane de euro investiți în spitalul de acum clinic județean de urgență Bistrița.
We have already invested more than 50 million euro in the since shortly clinical hospital Bistrița.
Și am subliniat clinic pentru că suntem cam de vreo 10 zile spital clinic.
And I underlined the clinical hospital because we are accredited as clinical hospital for 10 days.
De asemenea, în urmă cu 2 săptămâni, cred, da, astăzi e vineri, în urmă cu 2 săptămâni, am semnat un alt proiect foarte mare cu finanțare prin PNRR de circa 100 de milioane de euro, care va schimba total fața și dotările pe care le are Spitalul Clinic Județean de Urgență Bistrița.
2 weeks ago, we signed a financing contract for around 100 million euros, financed through this resilience program, and I'm convinced that this investment will change the face of the medical system here in Bistrița.
Unde secția de neurologie a spitalului are un tratament special.
And neurology department of the hospital will benefit of special treatment.
Dar despre asta o să vă spună colegul meu, managerul Spitalului Județean de Urgență.
But about that, my colleague, the manager of the Emergency County Hospital, will tell you more.
Încă o dată, bun venit! Sper să aveți o ședere cât mai plăcută la Bistrița și vă mulțumim mult că ne-ați ales.
Once again, welcome, enjoy your staying here, and we are happy for choosing us.
Mulțumesc!
Thank you.
Domnilor președinți, domnilor profesori, onorată asistență.
Dear presidents, dear professors, dear assistants.
Mă bucur că ceea ce am discutat aproape un an de acum,
I'm happy that we have been discussing for about 1 year now
cu domnul profesor Dafin Mureșanu,
with Professor Dafin Mureșanu,
când s-a pus pentru prima dată problema organizării acestei întâlniri speciale la Bistrița.
when he came for the first time with the idea of organizing this special conference here in Bistrița.
De la o discuție amicală am ajuns coordonatori alături de Federația Europeană de Neurorecuperare și cea mondială. Spitalul Clinic Județean de Urgență Bistrița a ajuns co-organizator al acestui eveniment și
starting from a friendly discussion, the County Hospital Bistrița Năsăud came to be a co-organizer together with the European and National Federation of this conference.
Și ne bucurăm că am reușit astăzi să avem alături de noi atâtea nume sonore.
We are happy that we succeeded, that today we have among us so many important names in this field.
Sper ca alături de colegii mei care s-au ocupat de organizare,
I hope that together with my colleagues in charge of organizing,
doamna Mirela Pop, care este directorul financiar al Spitalului Județean,
Mrs. Mirela Pop, the financial manager of the county hospital,
și Camelia Strugari, purtătorul de cuvânt al spitalului,
and Camelia Strugar, the speaker of the hospital,
să vă oferim câteva zile minunate la Bistrița
we can offer you a few wonderful days here in Bistrița,
și Bistrița să rămână o amintire plăcută pentru dumneavoastră.
and Bistrița will remain a pleasant memory for you.
Acum vă spune câteva cuvinte despre spitalul pe care îl conduc.
I would like to tell you a few words about the hospital I'm in charge of.
Chiar dacă ne aflăm într-una dintre cetățile medievale ale Transilvaniei,
Even if we are in one of the medieval fortresses of Transylvania,
ne place să spunem că spitalul nostru este un spital nou,
we like to say that our hospital is a new hospital.
în primul rând ca suflet.
First of all, from the soul point of view, to say so.
Pentru că în ultimii ani am reușit să creăm o adevărată nouă comunitate la Bistrița prin venirea a peste 100 de medici la spitalul nostru.
Because during the last years we have succeeded in creating a new young community within our hospital, thanks to the coming here of more than 100 young doctors.
Suntem în plin proces de dezvoltare.
We undergo a development process,
Începând construcția și extinderea spitalului cu un nou pavilion în suprafață desfășurată de 14.450 de metri pătrați.
we started building a new building of the hospital with a total surface of more than 14,000 square meters.
Iar una dintre prioritățile noastre și noile compartimente care vor fi înființate în spital
And one of our priorities among the departments that will be set up in the hospital
va fi un compartiment de recuperare neurologică
will be a department for neurological recovery
și un compartiment de UAVCA în cadrul secției de neurologie.
and a department of UAVC within stroke. Thank you. Stroke department within the cardiology department. Neurology.
Sperăm ca aceste întâlniri să devină o tradiție la Bistrița. Ne va face plăcere să vă vedem, dacă ne veți onora cu prezența, poate chiar an de an.
We hope these meetings will be something common from Bistrița. For Bistrița, we will be happy to if you will honor us every year.
Și vă dorim să acumulați cât mai multe noi cunoștințe medicale, pentru că cei care vor susține lucrări sunt oameni cu totul și cu totul deosebiți.
And we wish you to acquire as many medical knowledge as possible, because the distinguished guests holding the conferences here are totally special persons.
Și pentru că sistemul medical nu poate funcționa decât în parteneriate și susținere,
And because the medical system can only work within partnerships and with strong support,
pe lângă suportul pe care îl primim din partea Consiliului Județean,
besides the support we get from the County Council,
aș vrea să salut prezența în sală
I would like to salute the presence among us
a partenerilor noștri de la Casa Județeană de Asigurări de Sănătate,
of our partners from the social care health.
vă mulțumim și vă dorim ședere plăcută la Bistrița și sperăm ca Bistrița să rămână pe buzele tuturor de acum încolo încă multă vreme.
Thank you very much.
Mulțumim.
Enjoy your staying here in Bistrița, and I hope the name of Bistrița will remain in your soul for a long time from now. Thank you.
This is the right moment after we have learned so many interesting and I would say beautiful things to welcome also the presence here for our Eastern European Conference of the President of the World Federation of Neurorehabilitation. So it's our great honor to have Professor Volker Homberg with us, and this is really an important achievement, and I would kindly ask him to introduce us into the world of WFNR.
Yeah, good morning everybody. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to be back to Romania again. I've never been to Bistrița, and I didn't know that you have such beautiful air here. So this afternoon or so, when I have time, I will take a real deep breath to enjoy it at its very best. Before I say some words about the World Federation of Neurorehabilitation, let me express my gratitude especially to Professor Daphne Morugeanu, very good old friend, and his team for organizing all of this. I know how much work usually goes into this type of endeavor. And you know, Daphne Morugeanu is an artist in the sense that he can organize beautiful meetings which are also immersed into nice social activities and a lot of fun beside the scientific context. Okay, what is the World Federation of Neurorehabilitation? Our mission basically is to advance research, education, and clinical practice in the field of restorative neurology or neurorehabilitation everywhere in the world. So I'll get forward to that. Yeah. Okay, we have about 5,000 or so personal members and about 42 national societies. It's steadily increasing. I just was informed 2 days ago that we have a new national cooperation from Taiwan joining us, for instance, and it's going on and on like this. We have a lot of different educational and scientific activities. We are organizing every other year the World Congresses for Neurorehabilitation. The next will be in May next year in Vancouver, in Canada. We do regular, almost month by month, and sometimes even more frequently, we do regular webinars. We have certain committees. We have a journal jointly with our American friends for scientific publications. And we are also very happy always to join into some sort of regional activities, this time here for the Eastern European group organized in the European Federation of Neurorehab Societies. Let me do a little bit of advertising. So what are benefits for members of the WFNR? If you become a member, you will be automatically a member when you are a member of any of the national societies affiliated with us automatically. But if not, you can also join us in as personal members. You have a lot of benefits, as you can see, and free access also to our journal, Neurorehabilitation and Neurorepair. Okay, allow me to say some words about the state of affairs of neurological problems and neurorehabilitation in the world. This is a short description of the global situation we are actually faced with. And this is, has been put together in late 2021 by the WHO. It's regularly updated. And when you look at this, then you see that over 1 billion people live in some form of disability. And the number of people with disability, not at least also caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, is increasing. And putting all this together, I don't want to bore you with too many figures, you can say that 1 in 3 people in the world today can be estimated to be living in a health condition that benefits from some sort of rehabilitation. But how can this be done? When you look at the availability of resources, this is just staff resources, personnel resources in various parts of the world. Here's the number of physicians per capita of people. And you see in Africa, there are about 3,600 people per one physician. The situation, of course, is better in Europe and North America and in other parts of Asia, but we are lacking. We are definitely lacking a huge amount of well-educated people if we want to bring this forward. And of course, we have to make our mind up how that can be done. And probably it cannot be done by just the ordinary, typical, classical ways of doing it. Okay, so a brief summary, where we are. Bad news and good news. Let's start with the bad news, as in the jokes. We start with the bad news. Millions of people, maybe hundreds of millions of people in the world do not have any access to decent rehabilitation services. Hundreds of them. We have a lot of, we'll see that later, high-tech options available. They are very often rather expensive and are not accessible for all, but only for a happy few. But we also have good news, a little bit more than the bad news. What we can say is that all this technology stuff is not absolutely necessary. It's not mandatory to do good neurorehabilitation. And reasonable rehabilitation, as I said, is not critically dependent on technology. Much more knowledge about learning, coaching strategies, educational strategies is of very high impact. And that, at the end of the day, may give us sort of a clue in what direction we can go to make rehabilitation knowledge, skills available to a much higher proportion of people around the world. Community and caregiver-based approaches can be widely used. And if there was anything good from the COVID-19 pandemic, then it probably was that our ease in dealing with digital technologies has very much improved in that time. And of course, we can borrow from this experience and find ways to make knowledge, skills, etc. available and spreading the knowledge around the world in a digital form. Tablets, smartphones, technology like this today is available almost everywhere. And therefore, by such technology, with some sort of technology, you can reach much, much more people than be used by the classical methods. Okay, that is all I wanted to tell you for the moment. Thank you very much again for having us here. And it's, as usual for me, a real great pleasure to be in Romania again. Thank you very much.
This is a great pleasure to acknowledge the presence of Professor Nathan Bernstein, who represents the World Stroke Organization. I would kindly ask our dear friend Nathan, who is supporting all the developments in Romanian neurology since decades, to have a short address.
Thank you very much, my dear friend Duffin, and all the audience. It's always a pleasure to be in Romania, but especially in Transylvania, because my mother was born here, my late mother, so it's always exciting to be here. And on behalf, I don't want to say too many words, but on behalf of the World Stroke Organization, I was the vice president of the World Stroke Organization, and stroke is very much part of the neuro rehab or neuro recovery, I would call it, after stroke is the most important thing. So it's a pleasure to be here and to share with you some knowledge and experiences regarding stroke and other aspects of neuro recovery after many diseases. So thank you, and I hope that you'll enjoy the day and Bistrița and the other aspects of this conference that's well organized, as usual, by the team of Professor Mureșanu. Thank you very much.
Dr. Wolfgang Grisold, and I'm the president of the World Federation of Neurology. I have the pleasure to say a few opening remarks to this EFNR, WFNR, Eastern Europe regional meeting in conjunction with the Bistrița Clinical Neuroscience Conference from March the 31st to April the 31st in Bistrița, Romania. I understand that under the leadership of Professor Daphne Mureșanu and Professor Volker Hömberg, the president of the EFNR and of the WFNR, both societies united their efforts to organize a regional conference on neurorehabilitation focused on developments of neurorehabilitation in the region. On the national level, the Romanian Ministry of Health and the University of Medicine and Pharmacy, Iuliu Hatingiau from Cluj-Napoca, Romania, have manifested their support. The aim is to bring together in a multidisciplinary paradigm experts in neurorehabilitation with the sole purpose of elaborating a joint European action plan. The World Federation of Neurology enjoys an excellent collaboration with both the WFNR and the EFNR and acknowledges the important steps taken forward by both societies together with the Romanian authorities and academic institutions to set up such a prestigious conference. I encourage all of you as prominent neurologists, researchers, patient associations, policymakers, carers, and other stakeholders to work together to reach our most important goal, which is the improvement of patient care. The World Federation of Neurology is an advocate on behalf of their members, and Romania is a prominent member society of the World Federation of Neurology. The World Federation has been increasingly acting as a non-state actor with both the WHO and the United Nations ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council, together to bring neurology forward. And one of the most prominent projects, as you know, is the Intersectoral Global Action Plan on Epilepsy and Other Neurologic Disorders, or briefly called the IGAP, that is implemented presently by the WHO. It is meant to promote neurology worldwide, but not only in countries with lower income or lower middle income, but it should add value and development in all countries, also in a much higher income countries as many European countries and also Romania. The plan is designed to work now over 9 years, so it's already implemented for 1 year, and I do hope that the Romanian Society of Neurology will be able to coordinate with the Romanian government on the priority of IGAP and communicate and advocate with the local policymakers. The World Federation of Neurology is dedicated to support neurology globally. We do this by connecting with global organizations. We have a global neurology alliance, and most importantly with the regions and our member societies. We have several educational projects. This impact of advocacy will be important for patients with neurological diseases, for carers, and also for many aspects, not only treatment, rehabilitation, but prevention, which is often a slowly developing plan, but has a very high impact on future patients, or not patients. The World Brain Day this year will be Brain Health and Disability, and we acknowledge that disability from neurological diseases is the most frequent cause of disability. It is organized by the regions and also jointly with the World Federation of Neurorehabilitation. We hope to promote the interest for persons with neurological disabilities worldwide, and we also want to make aware that care for disabled persons is not charity, but it's a human right. We, as neurologists, are the advocates for the patients. And with that, I wish you a successful Congress, and I'm happy and glad that our topic for the World Brain Day synchronizes with efforts in neurorehabilitation. Thank you.
It's a great pleasure to be with you, my colleagues working in neurology. It's a great pleasure to be in Bistrița. Well, I have to confess that I have been here last time when I was like 17 years old. It was the holiday before my last grade in the high school. And maybe because I had this very nice air here, I was able to learn to get into the medical school. Now I realize you never know what happens to you, maybe later on. However, at the time I was playing around here. Now I try to play with my great friends here, Volker, Daphne, Nathan, all of them, discussing and trying to make strategies to play with the brain. Because we neurologists, first of all, would like not to happen lesions in the brain. If that is happening, then we try to limit them, and very importantly as well, afterwards we try to make the brain to reconnect in the best way possible. So that's about what we try to put together, like understanding this mechanism of reconnection. And it's great every time to be with you and to discuss it over. This is great science. Thank you very much.